Here's the presentation overview. We'll be starting with the standalone performance, followed by the consolidated performance, growth pursuits, I think ONGC as a responsible corporate, and then we'll briefly cover the performance of the subsidiaries and the GMs. Now, as we know, that ONGC has been always getting the news standards. ONGC is amongst the top CPSEs in terms of market cap with more than 2 lakh crores. ONGC is among the top CPSEs in terms of the PBT of around 50,000 crores and the PAT of 38,829 crores. ONGC net worth is 25% of all the Maharatna CPSEs with a net worth of 2,550,000 crores, 2,50,000 crores. ONGC board is the most gender diversified Maharatna board with 3 women directors on this board. We are the leader in CSR with an average spend of rupees 500 crores every year, and it has been done in the last 5 years. ONGC has played a big role in the wealth creation for the country. Government of India promoted the ONGC with equity of only 342.85 crores, contributed over a period of 22 years. And ONGC has returned back to the government with an amount of more than 12 lakh crores till 31st March 2023, with in the form of divestment for 48,000 crores, dividend payout for more than 1 lakh crores, contribution to the exchequers for more than 7 lakh crores, and subsidy to the ONGCs in the form of more than 3 lakh crores. During the financial year 22-23, the contribution of ONGC to the exchequer was 72,602 crores. The few physical highlights during the year FY23, we notified 8 discoveries during the year and monetized 3 of them. We accelerated the exploration and bagged 85% of the blocks in oil bid rounds 6 and 7 to the tune of around 43,500 square kilometers. We drilled 461 wells during the year, of which 85 were exploratory and 376 were the development and the structure wells. Our O plus OEG production during the year was 42.836 MMTOE and the WAC production of 2.6 MMT. We completed 5 major projects during the year with a capex of 8,118 crores and approved 3 major projects amounting to around 13,500 crores. And we have been continuously pursuing for the low carbon and green ammonia plant opportunities during the year.
Slide change. Yes. Thank you.
When we make a comparison with the previous years, as we see, the standalone oil and gas production was declining at a rate of around 5% in the previous years, whereas in the financial year 23, we were able to arrest our decline, and our production was only 0.5% less than the previous year, financial year 22, and we expect to reverse this trend in the upcoming years. The daily production decline was slightly more, mainly pertaining to the Rajasthan block operated by KAIN. Our value-added production was reduced from 3.09 MMT to 2.6 MMT during the last year. It was mainly due to our Dahej plant was operating on restricted capacity due to the high LNG prices. And secondly, the C2C3 plant of Uran was operated only on the lighter LPG mode since the August 22 as per the MOPNG guidelines. And that's the Vindhyan Basin with the discovery of gas in Hatta number 3. This was in addition to the Bengal Basin which we added in 2018. So with this, ONGC discovered out of the 9 basins in India which are producing. we did the 2P reserves accretion of 716 mmTOE. Sorry. We did the reserve accretion of around 41 mmTOE during the financial year 23, and with it, we maintained our reserve replacement ratio of more than 1 for the 17th consecutive year. And our 2P reserves stand at 716 mmTOE. Increased by 40% over the last financial year to 1,55,517 crores. It was mainly due to the increase in the crude oil sale credit price realizations. Our PAT, however, was reduced from 40,306 crores to 38,829 crores, and this was mainly due to the provisioning of the GST on royalty for rupees 8,477 crores. And in 22-23, our capex was 30,208 crores. And the planned capex again for the financial year 24 is 30,125 crores, with a more focus on the exploratory activities, where we have increased our capex outlay for the exploratory activities to 30%, which is an increase by 4% over the last year. Now, coming to the consolidated performance, as we know that ONGC is an integrated energy company with a footprints across the whole value chain from the upstream, midstream and the downstream. We have total oil and gas production to the tune of 53 mmTOE, including 10.2 mmTOE production from our overseas projects through ONGC Videsh Limited. We have got a refinery capacity of 38 mmTOE per annum and with a petchem capacity of 4.2 mmTOE. We have produced value-added products to the tune of 2.6 mmTOE and LNG of 22.5 MMT, power generation through our OTPC plant in Tripura to the tune of 726 megawatts. We have been generating renewables. We have got small footprints to the tune of around 340 megawatts, which we intend to increase moving forward as we go in the steps. And we have got other services like in the power house, OTBL, etc. On the consolidated basis, ONGC Group again has a resilient performance in the financial year 23, with a total 2P reserve of 1,221 mmTOE, and oil and gas production of 53 mmTOE, refinery throughput of 36.23 mmTOE, with the HPCL contribution of 19.09 MMT and MRPL contribution of 17.14 MMT. In the financials, our revenue from operations was approximately 7 lakh crores, and with a profit after tax of 32,778 crores. When we see the performance the previous year, we see the total income increased by 28%. However, our PAT got reduced from 49,000, which was mainly due to the losses in our subsidiary companies, mainly the HPC. The debt has increased from 1,07,000 to 1,29,000, which was mainly due to the increase in debt of HPC. However, the same has considerably improved in the Q1 to 1,15,732 crores because of the debt repayment by one of our subsidiaries, MRP. However, we have a strong debt equity position at 0.43. And here we can see the debt equity ratio has been improving from 0.52 to last year it was 0.38, but increased to 0.43 mainly due to the higher debts of the subsidiary companies. We maintain a strong credit ratings. However, the international credit ratings have been restricted by the sovereign ratings to BBB-. Moving forward to the growth prospects, the company looks forward to be is a truly integrated oil and gas company with the oil production, refining and marketing, and we intend to deepen deepen our process across oil to chemicals value chain moving forward into the ONGC business. We expect the improvement in our financials primarily due to the crude-linked stable gas price regime, which has been there as per the current Pareto report, and with a 20% premium on the new gas from the new wells and from the intervention wells. And this is likely to contribute around 1.7 BCM in the financial year 24, which will be approximately 7 to 8% of our total gas production, and it's likely to improve to 7.8 BCM by financial year 28. That will be around 40% of our total gas production. So here we will be getting the premium gas pricing to the 20%, 12% of the Indian crude basket price. In the exploration, our focus is on the category 2 basins and the logo areas which has been recently released by the Government of India to the tune of 1 lakh square kilometers. Sorry, 1 million square kilometers. In the production, we intend to reverse our declining production trend, which we could see in the financial year 23, where we have been able to sustain our oil production, and which we intend to reverse and increase our production from 20.6 MMT in the financial year 23 to 23.7 MMT by financial year 26. That's an increase by 15%. In the green energy, as we have declared, we intend to achieve the net zero emission for the scope 1 and scope 2 by 2038. As we explained in the earlier slide, our intentions. Currently, we have got an acreage of around 1.62 lakh square kilometer, and we intend to acquire an additional 1 lakh square kilometer every year and go up to 5 lakh square kilometers by 25-26. Where major contribution will be coming through by the bidding under the OMP bid round for the logo areas, which are for which the EY has been already open for the bid round now. And our capex is likely to be in the range of 10,000 crores every year, and with the upcoming accelerated exploration in the logo areas, the same is expected to go up. In the production growth, as I was explaining, we have been declining by 4.5% in 21-22, which we got reversed, just maintained, and we intend to go up to 41.114 in the current financial year, to 43.4 in the next financial year 25, and to 44.5 by financial year 26. We have got a focus on the EOR projects mainly going on in our onshore fields, where their contribution is something about 7% of our current onshore oil production. And this we intend to go up by 15% in the next 5 years. We have about 22 plus projects already under execution with a capex outlay of 60,000 crores and a life cycle gain of 94 MMTOE. We have got a strong pipeline of the projects which are under tendering or under conceptualization. There are 40 plus such projects with a total capex outlay of 83,000 crores. These are the list of the few projects which are already under implementation, the major of which is KG 98/2, cluster 2, which we hope that we should be getting our first oil by October or November 23, where we will be starting our production with 10,000 barrels per day and ramping up to 20,000 by March 24, and the peak production we expect to be 45,000 barrels per day in the financial year 24-25. And the gas production to around 10 million cubic meter per day by May or June 24. To augment our production and to reverse the declining trend, we have been laying a focus on increasing our resources. We are inducting the state-of-the-art high-tech onshore drilling rigs and upgrading the existing rigs with the top 12 system. We have already ordered around 27 drilling rigs and 20 hydraulic workover rigs, of which 15 has been already commissioned, and the works on the balance rigs is in progress. We are focusing on the digital oil field for the continuing and the online monitoring of the performance of our oil wells, so that any downtime of the wells can be minimized. Towards achieving this operational efficiency, we are focusing on increasing the logistic supports by addition of 16 marine vessels, around 7 helicopters and 4 speedboats, in addition to the existing resources. Currently, we have got only 189 megawatt of the wind and solar energy. As per the energy, our strategy 2040, our target was to achieve 10 gigawatt of the renewables. However, we have now planned to accelerate it and to achieve the 10 gigawatt by 2030. We are intending to place 25 compressed gas plants, mostly in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, and other locations which we are scouting for. The MOU has been already signed with the government of Rajasthan for the 5 gigawatt of the solar energy of the green ammonia plant, for which we are looking for the JV partners and scouting for the suitable locations. We are also, in addition, having a pilot plant for the geothermal energy at Ladakh. So, as I summarized brief before, we have got the ongoing initiatives towards reaching the net zero by 2038 in the form of renewable energy-based products, carbon capture, utilization and storage for CO2 sequestration, offshore wind projects, dynamic gas blending technology on the drilling rigs, micro turbine for power generation and utilization of the gas in the remote locations, and lastly the geothermal energy. We are engaging the international majors and reaching them and having the MOUs, and we are having a close work association with them. In the E&P sector, we have got MOUs with the major oil majors like ExxonMobil, Chevron, Total, and Shell. For the operations, we are having a collaborations with Schlumberger, Halliburton, Bicep, GCA, PwC. Beyond oil and gas, we have got a MOU with Equinor and Shell for mainly for the CCUS. On the digitization, we have already rolled out SAP H4 HANA, and we are going for the digital center of excellence and having a digital oil field to be implemented. Human resource are our big asset, where we have got a strong workforce of around 26,404 employees. We have got a gender diversity of 7.7, and as you can see, year on year, it's going up. And we foresee that it should be moving forward further. And with the induction of the young folks, the average employee age has been continuously going down from 44 in FY19 to 41.8 in the last financial year 23. The company has been also taking many strong strategic transformation initiatives on the multiple fronts. We are taking the digital initiatives across the exploration and production value chains, in induction of the AI in our interpretations, and as well as the production operations. We are undertaking the HR transformation and capability of our employees. We are making the transformation on the procurement to make it more vendor friendly. We are also working upon the centralization and transformation of the vendor payment system. And we are also moving ahead on the ESG roadmap and the green business bill. Now the environment, social and the governance. On the environmental front, we have got a regular greenhouse gas inventory accounting and disclosures on scope 1 and scope 2 emissions. For the last financial year, our total emission was 33.4 MT CO2 equivalent, of which scope 1 and scope 2 emissions were 9.7 MT CO2 equivalent. We have implemented 50 clean development mechanism projects. We have got 2.2 million certified emission reductions in OTPC, having a further emission reduction potential of 16 lakh tons CO2 equivalent per annum. We are into the fresh water conservation with the water footprinting, rainwater harvesting, sewage treatment plants, and the desalination plants in our major plants. We have got the renewable energy projects. Presently it is 189 megawatt, but we intend to go up to 10 gigawatt by 2030. On the social front, we are committed to social welfare and inclusion. We are the first company to issue the separate CSR guidelines in 2009. CSR activities are mainly aligned with the needs of the community in respective geographies, mainly pertaining to nearby our operating areas. A strong and effective whistleblower mechanism in place. ONGC is a leader in CSR spending. We have a total spend of around 2,700 crores in the last 5 years, with an average spend of approximately 500 crores every year. We also champion the sports in the country. We ONGC sports person have won 61 national awards till date, and of which the prominent sports person on the roles of ONGC has been Mr. H.S. Parnal, Mr. Pankaj Advani, Shiva Thapa, Mr. Virat Kohli, and many others. Now, I'll just touch upon the brief about our subsidiaries and the JVs. We start with ONGC Videsh, which has been accorded the Navratna status by the Government of India since August 2023. ONGC Videsh has got its presence in 32 projects across 15 countries, of which 40 are the producing projects, 4 are the discovered or developing projects, 11 are the exploratory projects, and 3 are the pipelines. I will be touching upon the major projects or the major blocks of the ONGC Videsh. The first of the significant OVA project is CPO5 in Colombia, which is operated by ONGC Videsh with 70% participating interest, and we have got a huge exploratory success in this block. The block is presently contributing around 19,000 barrels per day, and we have got 2 wells further drilled and just waiting for the regulatory approvals. Thereafter, the production will be ramped up to 25,000 barrels per day. We hope to start it by next month. In Mozambique, it was under force majeure. The situation has been improving now. The construction boats are already on the ground, and it's on course for the resumption shortly. The Sakhalin project, whereby the production was brought down to zero because of we're shortly going to regain the production levels to 54,000 barrels. We have got the extensions of our blocks in 6.1 in Vietnam, B2 and EP3 in Myanmar, SS4 and SS07 in Bangladesh. In FY23 is 485 MMTOE. Oil and gas production reduced from 12.3 to 10.17, mainly impacted because of the production in Sakhalin. And in turn, impacting our turnover from 17,322 crores to 11,676 crores. Am I become clear?
I understand that the bid for the KDP, GWL and 8.2 cost factors on the energy in May or June of this year, and it's supposed to have damaged some of the assets. I just wanted to understand what is the extent of damage both financially and how much has it delayed the production for us? Thank you.
We met that time also, we indicated that we will be starting production around October of this year. And again, I would say we'll be starting production around October of this year. When I'm speaking, the vessel is working towards the last mile connectivity for MP. And after connecting all small pieces with the final actual side, it will be going through pre-commissioning and commissioning. We expect to commence production towards October of this year. So no question of damage, etc. is there as of now.
Attributed to anybody as yet. The anchor dropped, the anchor wire has damaged the place. So there is damage. Please elaborate on what Amar was asking about the extent of damage. How much extra are you going to incur because of that? Recovery, repair and resurrection.
May I request you to identify yourself, please?
Amitabh Rajja.
Amitabh Ranjan, Indian Express.
Okay, no longer with Indian Express.
Sorry, I stand correctly.
Yeah, Mr. Amitabh. See, there were certain issues, yes. One of the anchor has hit the SDU. That has been already repaired. SDU has been lowered, installed. That's what I said. The last mile connections are being made. After that, the continuity of everything, the pre-com and how will be done. We still expect oil to start by October and to ascertain what was the real cause of damage. I really won't be able to comment at this point of time on the financial losses which we may incur in case something is left after insurance claim, etc. Insurance claim will be taken by the contractor himself. But presently, the work is not stopped. It's under final connection of field and then commissioning.
Investment is going to flow into which projects, and since this is a big investment that is being made, so what contribution will it take to your revenue and profit maybe by 2030?
In fact, we announced our scope 1 and scope 2 transition by year 2030. That requires around 2 lakh crore, not 1 lakh crore. 1 lakh crore will be around by 2030. And it has various parts. It has primarily, you can say that scope 1 expenditure to reduce the scope 1 first. And then we go to scope 2. So there are 2 parts. There are 8-10 things. It is very difficult to hair split at this point in time. But it has all the components. It has green ammonia, it has hydrogen, it has solar, it has PSP, it has then you have offshore, windmills. So everything is there in that. And as we proceed, we keep calibrating. But my bet is that yes, it will cost around 1 lakh crore up to 2030. So the point that where from return will come, if air oil is full, so be ONGC as well. So if everybody is investing in green ammonia, there must be some loss. Okay. So it has a return in our calculation, it has a return because there is a carbon market in offering. Some information in India also very great. Peaking carbon market is going to start soon, I suppose. Then you have a lot of export opportunity of green products. Because that market is very intense today, people are making lots of money. Plus financing cost for such projects is much lower than what one would think. So it makes a strong economic sense as well.
Two questions, so let's tackle the Russia part first. We get dividends from Bangkok and those dividends are in rubles. So it's not that we are buying crude from Russia and I have to send currency out there. So those rubles are accredited to my bank account in Russia, and we have 3 projects in Russia. So the work and use of this currency or the dividend goes on. And further, we are exploring other options if we are to get the dividends out for other projects outside Russia or use it within Russia. Both the options are open. As of now, it's not much. It's about today 130 million, which Bangkok in equivalent US dollars. But that's not an issue for us because it's in rubles. We use in rubles there. So rubles.
The cost is a concern. So is cost also a concern?
That issue comes later. Right now it is a offshore wind, and bidding has to be on that parameter. And what you are saying is true, and the oil and gas needs to be explored there. So let's cross the bridge first, and then take it.
5 gigawatt you have already scouted in Rajasthan in solar, and you said you are searching for that 5 gigawatt. So rest 5 gigawatt, will it again be solar or will it be wind? And are you also looking at acquisitions to reach this capacity, or will you be building this from solar?
Everything is open, all options. So solar, basically economics and return. So 5 gigawatt is additional that we are hoping to aggregate. And we have enough time. We have 10 gigawatt we have set by 2030. So we have 7 years of time.
Now I think we can take one question online, Hindu business line. Can you unmute her? Hindu business line online. You can take the question from her.
Merger has to happen. That post merger, there are some taxation issues, and therefore that has to be, some time has to be given for that process to be completed. After that, we take it. You know how profitable MRP is.
I think I'm audible now. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we have a wage bill which, as you said, is on a higher side, but then let me tell you, we are trying to reduce it to the, as compared to the last year, that is FY22. In FY23, there has been a reduction of around 5%. That's one. Two, the HR processes are aimed at, the better practices in HR, which includes revamping and looking at the manning patterns, the requirement, the skill set required for the people, and for that, we have already embarked upon a journey wherein a well-known consultant has been appointed. The consultant has already done the study, the recommendations have been made, and in an overall way, we are trying to come up with our manpower, our staffing in such a way that it meets the challenges of the coming times. So that way, optimization of manpower, right skilling, identifying and putting the right people in the right place are some of the measures which we are taking.
So economically, if you look at your P&L, loss revenues are up over around 40% because of higher crude oil sales and stuff like that. What is the outlook in terms, ONGC can share its view as to what is the outlook on crude oil prices in the current year? The peaks are off. How do you see this, how is the rest of the year panning out? We are at around $86 odd, very briefly on the Indian crude basket right now, that's one. Second, again, a very basic question, sir. It's been over a year now since the windfall tax has been in place. Is it business as usual now for oil producers, especially due to this in the market? Any representation in your way, or did make the past, but now like prices are back, they are above 80 again, so things like that. Second one on that.
You know how oil prices move. I wouldn't be sitting here. It's the best thing to be somewhere else. But so far ONGC is concerned, upside in the current reality, it is not there. Because simple that SAED is in place. So naturally our price is pegged to the ceiling. So we have every reason to believe that we will remain where we are. Even if you become $100, तो कुछ फर्क पड़ता नहीं है. और अगर 75 है तो भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ONGC fortunately is a very stable world. It depends on the way you look at it. Second, gas side price, yes. Because gas side, any new production from new wells, not new blocks. From nomination block, typically gas production falls, which is normal decline. That is made up by new wells. New well, any production coming out of new wells, ONGC is assured of price at the rate of 12% of Indian basket crude. So that is something that only the variable and big green piece that ONGC has in its kitty. Assuming that 6 to 7% gas each year comes from new wells. So 6 to 7% gas each year will be getting 12% of, because 10% is APM price and 20% over it as stated by government in its policy paper. Policy notification. So that part is oil price, I explained you, gas price, I explained you, rest is your mathematics.
I can say that it's going to infuse 30,000 crores into the companies for helping them for transition. And HPCL, there was a contribution about 8 to 9,000, whereas BPCL and IOC has announced their rights issue plans. And what's the plan for HPCL? Like, what's the modus of the government is going to adopt? Has any kind of consultations happened to fund HPCL for green energy?
Just on ONGC.
But HPCL is your subsidiary, sir. And you are chairman of that.
So far, I have focused myself on ONGC. We are prepared either way. Chemical doesn't affect ONGC much. It's just a small needle in the overall dial. So, better you ask this question to someone else, not ONGC chairman.